Hey, here I am. Once again, it's Saturday, and as you can see, I'm alone again this week. Dog was here last week, but it's just me. I wanted to start the show with some advice. I spoke some weeks back about how street cartridges aren't terribly safe, and welcome aboard. Um, Talked about street cartridges and how they aren't terribly safe because they use vitamin E acetate, and that the vitamin E is an oil. The oil settles in your lungs and gives you pneumonia-like symptoms, and that the proper solution liquidizer. And Ms. Pariah, welcome aboard, and thank you for the flower, unless that's for H7. I'm not sure. That might be his flower. Oh, thank you. I get a bouquet. Appreciate it. Oh, I watched your show this morning. By the way, you're right. If you're going to dab coffee into your elbow, don't elbow bump. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we'll get to the COVID later. Anyway, so I've been using the wax liquidizer because it's propylene glycol, which is what you ought to be using to make your own cartridges if you make your own cartridges. And Adelaide, welcome aboard. How close are we anyway? The wax liquidizer ain't cheap. Cost you about $30 for a little over an ounce, 30 milliliters. And if you want 1,000 milliliters, which is about 36 ounces, it costs you $300. So went on Amazon. 36 ounces of USP 99.9% food grade kosher propylene glycol. Okay. $28. Okay. So you can spend $300 for a wax liquidizer, same size bottle, or you can spend $28 on Amazon. So I bought it on Amazon. $4.20, huh? H7. Okay. Happy 420, everybody. H7 said. He's the keeper of the clock for me. I kind of count on you. You know that. Happy 420. So if you make your own cartridges, I strongly recommend that you buy your propylene glycol on Amazon and that you wait 24 hours before you handle the bottle, just in case it's COVID contaminated. Anyway, in the local news, you may or may not recall, but when Doug was here last week, he and I talked about getting together on Monday or Tuesday. So Sunday, he texted me and he said, let's get together Monday. And I texted him back. I said, that's not going to work because, well, he had a doctor's appointment early. Yes, I like my drugs pure too. So I figure if it's 99%, 99.9% pure USP USP guaranteed, and it's kosher, food grade. I can't get much better than that. Hey, buds, welcome aboard. You too, Hazard. Uh, uh, I I uh, I told him I couldn't make it Monday because my doctor's appointment was early afternoon, 45 miles from here. His doctor's appointment was in the morning. So we decided we'd get together on Tuesday. So I texted him on Monday, asked him what time he was coming down on Tuesday. He texts me back, tells me he's in extreme pain, spent Monday night on the floor, and was still on the floor Tuesday. Asked me what I was doing Wednesday, and maybe he'd come down on Wednesday if he was feeling better. I said, well, Wednesday is crafty day at Custer Keg, and that we would be decorating derby hats for St. Patrick's Day. But he was certainly welcome to come down to the bar and decorate a hat if he wanted to. And he said if he was feeling up to it, he would, and see how he was doing. So I drove up to his place, banged on the door, and he hollered to come on in. Door was locked. So I go in, and he's laying on the floor, white as a sheet, shaking like a leaf. Says he's in so much pain, he can't even keep water down. He's extremely dehydrated. Said he called his insurance company, and they're attempting to contact his doctor to see if they can't move up his back surgery because he's in such extreme pain. But he hasn't heard back from either one of them. I said, well, if you're that dehydrated, you can't just lay there on the floor and not consume any fluids. You can't keep anything down. Call your doctor. Get your ass to the emergency room. Do something about your dehydration. I says, if nothing else, they can put you on an IV and get you rehydrated. Euthanasia. There's an answer for you. Things would have handled themselves, you know. Uh, it says my connection is unstable. So if I'm flipping around doing weird shit, that's because I had to get down to Crafty Wednesday at the bar. Esty was going to be there, but she wasn't going to stick around because she wasn't feeling that hot. And on Facebook, you can see all these crafty things we make every week. Okay, my hat's the one with the white shamrock headband and the tiny little bead on top, little gold bead. My bestie made the one with the rainbow on the front and the pot of gold. Anyway, so I'm up at the bar crafting my hat, and I get a text from Dog, and he's in the hospital, and they're going to operate on him on Thursday, or so he says. So I'm figuring it's back surgery. Well, we're going to call him now because he got out of the hospital a couple hours ago. So we're going to call him at home, and we're going to let him fill you in on all the gory details. Where is he? There's the Dog. Answer the phone.
I did answer the phone.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. So fill them in on what actually occurred.
Well, after laying on the floor for 3 days and Hurricane SPLIFFY finding me, I went to the hospital, and it ended up being my gallbladder erupted inside my body because there was a growth inside it that had been growing for about a year or two, and my body was just creating muscle around that growth. And it got so big that the doctor had to take my gallbladder out in 2 different sections. But needless to say, that was part of the reason why I was having extreme back pain in the middle of my back. So I had emergency surgery, and then the day after that, they gave me surgery for exploratory and to clean out the infection all the way into my chest. And so now I'm walking with a walker because I have the use of about half my body at the moment. Well, 3/4 of my body.
So, that's the report on Doc. So he's recuperating, and all that lower back pain he was suffering was probably not his back, but his gallbladder all this time.
Although I still have to have neck surgery, so
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
So, but at least it's not 2 surgeries, but not 2 back surgeries at least.
Yeah, just 1 back surgery now.
Yeah. So the lower back pain may well be going away.
Yeah, well, it's not the lower back pain, the middle below the shoulder blade.
Yeah. But
and I've got
but the
4
thing is
holes in my stomach and 1 hole in my belly button now.
But the thing is he went to his primary care physician on Monday, and she completely blew him off. Okay. He said he was in pain, sat there sweating in a cold room, and she completely blew him off. Okay. No testing, no nothing. Just go home and hurt. Okay. So,
heck, I almost died.
Moonchild, welcome aboard. Seeker, welcome aboard. Glad to see you folks. So, crazy shit though, huh?
Very much so. But thanks for the call, SPLIFFY. I'll let you get back to your show.
You
I'm going
join
to
in the
sit here and
chat?
enjoy the first join I've had in a week.
Well, I'm glad you can enjoy it at least.
Yeah, right. And I'll see you guys in the chat.
Okay.
That day you came over and convinced me to just go to the hospital. Thank you, SPLIFFY.
Well, hey.
You probably saved life.
Well, hey. Glad I could help. I'll have to tell the Uncle George story now, you know.
There you go.
I'll see ya. Take care. I'm glad I don't have to come visit in your hospital. I'm kind of phobic about going to hospitals. You know that.
You mean you didn't want to do the show from an operating room today? Come on.
Hey, there's too many sick people in hospitals. I don't like to go there. You never know what you might catch, you know.
You almost died from being there.
Hospitals and churches, 2 of the most septic places in the world. You know that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Stay out of crowds.
Hey, speaking of bad places and what's going on in the world, after I hang up the phone, why don't you tell us what you know about this whole coronavirus thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get there right after the Uncle George story.
Oh, okay.
You know, because the Uncle George story is related to your story. So then we'll get to the virus. That's next. So.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the chat. Much love to you and the kids, SPLIFFY.
Thank you. We'll see ya. Bye. So that's what's going on with Dog. Been a hell of a week for him. Tyrone, welcome to the chat. Welcome aboard. Let me take a sip here. Then I got to tell you about Uncle George. Uncle George was Mrs. Spliffy's uncle. He lived in St. Louis, and with his son. I don't recall his name. I only met him once. Not terribly bright. Uncle George slipped and fell in the kitchen one day, and he was lying on the kitchen floor, and the kid came in. Now, by kid, I mean 30, 35 years old. Okay. The two of them lived alone. And he offered to help Uncle George get off the floor, and Uncle George says, "No, that's okay. I'm all right. Leave me alone." And 3 days later, Uncle George was laying on the floor in the kitchen, and he was dead. Okay. Because he couldn't get up by himself. And since he told the kid to go away, the kid never did help him up off the floor, and he died. So I'm glad I was there for Dog, because nobody was there for Uncle George. So, but that's the Uncle George story. Anyway, I did make a few notes on this COVID thing, because just numbers, statistical numbers. That's all I have here that I wrote down, because the rest of it's in my head. Believe me, this ass in the Oval Office he's just out of his fucking mind. First of all, there are 132,758 confirmed cases worldwide and 4,955 deaths. Okay, which is what makes this pandemic. Now, there are 1,264 confirmed cases in the United States. But when you consider that we've less than 1 million test kits yet in the United States, that's a pretty low number. Of course, I would think, although there are over 40 states that have confirmed cases. I think they said 46, but I would imagine that's because they haven't tested the other two states. I'm sure all 48 contiguous states have the virus. There are 1,264 confirmed cases in the United States. 36 deaths have been confirmed. We rank 8th in the world, okay, in the number of cases, which I think is pretty high on the fucking list, you know. Now, we put this ban in effect. Trump surprised the world on Wednesday, banning all of Europe from coming here except the United Kingdom. Okay. And he didn't ban the United Kingdom for a very special reason. And it eluded everybody in the news. I was watching CNN and MSNBC, and they were all saying, gee, they just couldn't figure out why the UK was omitted from the list of countries. The UK had 584 confirmed cases, which was nearly half as many as the United States. And for a much smaller country than we are, to have half as many cases, you would certainly think that they would be blocked from coming here as well. When you consider that some of the countries in Europe had fewer cases than and the United Kingdom. Okay, now United Kingdom is more than Great Britain. You understand? That's Great Britain, Scotland, and Ireland that make up the United Kingdom, and Wales. And the reason behind all of this was purely selfish on Trump's part. Seems he has 3 properties there. Okay. He has Trump International, he has Turnberry, and he has Joint Ireland. I forget what that one's called. But now they said this morning that the United Kingdom will be banned, will be blocked too from coming here starting Monday at midnight. So, average girl, welcome aboard. Dog, welcome aboard. 20 a roll for toilet paper, huh, buds? We're going to talk about that. I'll tell you something. There isn't a Walmart within 50 miles of me that has toilet paper right now. And it's absurd, okay? Because I can go to the local store and I can buy all the fucking toilet paper I want. And this is panic buying. All right. There's still the same number of assholes in this country. People still going to ship the same amount of shit. Okay. Let's not go crazy here. Okay. What's happening is people are going nuts. And what they don't realize is that these large chains are supplied by their own suppliers. Local stores are supplied by local distributors. Okay. The local stores aren't going to run out of shit nearly as fast as these large chains are. Okay. People are going to hit the large chains and buy them out. And your local stores are going to continue to get supplied from their local distributors. Okay. So shop local, and you got nothing to worry about. They basically told us to prepare for a hurricane. No water, no batteries. Did I miss the memo? Are we losing the power? Yeah. When shit hits the fan, you're going to need a lot to clean up the mess. Yeah, but paper towels work for that, you know. No toilet paper, your stores are naked here. Yeah, but are those the big chains, or is it the local grocery store? Goes in one end, comes out the other. Stop eating as much. Cheaper for everyone, exactly. I need my glasses today, but I guess, I don't know. There we go. Didn't tell us get NyQuil and cough drops and get canned goods and water. You know what? I got water, comes right out of the fucking ground. Okay? It's called a well. I don't have any problem with water. Kid got expelled from school for selling hand sanitizer to other students. Well, guess what? Now he doesn't have to fucking go to school because nobody else is either. You know? Hey, Tanya, welcome aboard. Nobody has to run my water. It comes right out of the ground. I guess I have an electric pump. Never thought about that. He'd been in the hospital since the 20th. Sorry to hear that, Tanya. You're in the city. Moonchild. Dog's out of the hospital. He got out today. They don't keep you long after surgery anymore. So, the CDC says we can expect, if we continue on this path in the United States, okay, of not testing people, all right, and testing people as slow as we are, they amputated your leg. Oh my God. Tanya, my God, I'm so sorry. My heart goes out. Seriously, I'm so sorry to hear that. Just below the knee. Well, at least you have the knee joint. So my sister lost her leg at 13, just below the hip. Now she's 6 years older than me and is at this time in her life confined to a wheelchair. But she spent the majority of her life with an artificial limb and had a difficult time getting around, not having a knee joint, as you can imagine. But it was a lengthy and difficult recovery, and I wish you the best, honestly. So sorry for it. So the oh, that's a blow. Yes, the $10 million time. There you go. Wow, that's close to home. Walking in a month. Good. Glad to hear it. So the CDC says that on our present path, worst case scenario, we can expect 160 to 214 million people to be sick. And we can expect 200,000 to 1.7 million people to die. Okay. And the president's blaming Obama today. All right. It's Obama's fault. Oh, by the way, they're continuing this week to push to cut the CDC's budget by $200,000. This week, they're pushing to cut their budget by $200,000. So, yes, your average rural, those are estimates based on the current staff. If we continue on our present path, we could potentially lose 200,000 to 1.7 million people. Okay. If this asshole continues on his current arrogant way, that's what we're looking at. Yes, he is looking for big cuts in the SNAP program. He's looking anywhere he can hurt the little guy is where he's cutting it. Okay, anywhere he can hurt the environment, he's cutting it. Anywhere he can help his billionaire buddies, that's where he's putting it. Organization Act 1973. This made all the healthcare for profit when it was against the law to make a profit off of our bad health before that. Exactly. This week, they shut millions of jobs down. What the fuck? Well, what choice do you have? I mean, who's going to go to an amusement park? Who can travel? Who wants to travel? Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm so worried about our checkbook. And I'm worried about martial law. Yeah, well, they haven't imposed martial law yet everywhere. I mean, they have in portions of New York, and I would imagine you could consider it martial law in portions of Washington state. Seeker, nothing is going to hold me back from my son's graduation and my grandbaby's graduation. For you, Tanya. He's also pissed about this virus, like it is personally against him. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Buster wants to travel. No, Buster's laying here on the floor, actually. He doesn't look like he wants to go anywhere. Although Heidi is pacing right now, so that's not a good sign. is going down the tubes for us. What do you mean? What happened in Washington State? It's like the most contaminated state there is, dog. That's what happened. Even if they weren't about mass gatherings, people still mass gather. The stories of the past few days, for example, I think that's why things are getting shut down. You're right, your average girl. Stand in line to get fucking toilet paper at Walmart. Tell me how smart that is. Okay. Yeah, they tell us all the time. Well, if you don't have the rodeo, then people won't go. And look at the NBA shutdown, NHL shutdown, March Madness isn't going to happen. There's not going to be any baseball. So, yeah, younger people seem to be okay. The problem is that doesn't mean they can't be carriers. And you go visit your grandma, you might be killing her. Okay. So that's the problem. So that's the problem. So you got to be careful who you visit. You got to be careful who you're around. I mean, you're a young person, but you get waited on by some old guy at the grocery store, you might kill him. Okay. Uh, uh, I don't know what the fuck. The potential for contamination is out of this world. It's staggering. I'm not watching the news nor going out. Nothing new. Good for you, Seeker. I'm glad I followed urge to stock up on food. Been feeling it a long time. Uh, then the feeling stepped up and I did it. Okay. I don't think our statistics are going to match what they're projecting. Iran is being hit hard and Italy's rate jumped exponentially. Yes, it did for a number of reasons. Well, testing primarily. I mean, if you don't have the tests, you don't know how many people are out there that are sick. And we should have been making tests in January, not wait until March. Okay. That's the problem. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, and it's only the arrogance at the top that kept us from doing that. Milk. Wow. How do you milk an implant? Can you do it yourself? My entire family is already dead, unfortunately. I do actually go visit old people in old folks' homes, that the ones with no visitors in my town. I won't be doing that now. Exactly. All events at my kids' school that they think there will be 250 or more people is canceled. Well, you know what? I don't know what state you're in, Tanya, but school might be canceled. Yeah, milk. I want to try some. Yeah. Milk an implant by squeezing the seeds very hard. Milk is lish. I bet it would be because I always like to chew the immature seeds because they're sweet. So There's Buster standing by the door. Reasons. Welcome aboard. Boy, we got a full house today. Everybody showed up. I'm just going to hide in my house. We've been working on the house always. Seeker agreed. Hemp milk is great, but not all brands do it good. So keep trying. And it's you're in Missouri. Okay, Whole Foods has hemp milk. Schools are closed here. Yeah, schools are closed in Illinois. They've closed schools for us till the 30th at the latest. 3 of the pantries, satellites we served are old folks' homes. 21st, I think. Not as good as Seekers, huh? The whole country? Ecocidal tendencies. Welcome aboard. Well, I don't like the idea of martial law, that's for sure. Well, yeah, he's more comfy at home. He can toke. He had a whole bunch of weed waiting for him at home and couldn't touch it. Use more bird sap. Eat, smoke, relax. Yeah. And it's obviously a sativa because I can't fucking shut up. And I'm all by myself. So, Trump got tested. And with any luck, he's got the fucking virus because he's an old man and maybe he ain't got much of a chance. Couldn't get out of there with impeachment. Maybe he's going to die on us. You know, he was exposed to 2 different people last weekend that have tested positive. So we got that going for us. Okay. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Oh, repeat the wow, dog. Okay. Shangri-La is the wow. It's a sativa hybrid at 27.17% THC. So the orange death. Yes, Adelaide, the orange death. Yeah. This could be the plague we've been waiting for. Come on. Somebody give me a thumbs up for that one, huh? Come on, man. So, you know, I get weepy about animal stories, and I can't guarantee that this one won't bring me tears of joy. And I'm only guessing on this guy's last name because I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I always have difficulty with names that start with 2 consonants that are the same. But Derek Nady, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name, made a vow that if the Kansas City Chiefs, here comes the mistiness. If the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, that he would. This is tough. These are tears of joy, folks. He paid all the adoption fees and emptied out one of their dog shelters. Okay, 100 plus dogs got new homes. What a great gesture on his part. Thank you, Derek. I thought, what a cool thing to do. And what a nice wow story. And, if I'm going to shed a tear on this show this week, it's going to be tears of joy for some animals, okay? I mean, I cried for animals last week. If I'm going to cry for them this week, it's going to be good tears, okay? So there you go. Thank you, Derek Nady, if that's how you pronounce your last name. And I hope I got it right. So that's the wow story this week. I got to blow my nose on that one. That was what a great guy. Where are we in the chat? You want to save all the cats, but you can only feed so many. Well, then you need more mice in your house. Feed the mice. And the cats will be taken care of automatically. Yes, you do need a puppy. You need that unconditional love, Tanya. So, sorry if I'm behind in the chat, but I'm not going to scroll back. I get confused when I do that. So no thanks on the mice. Yeah, well, the trouble with cats and mice is that they'll always want to bring them out and show them to you. Bring you little presents and that kind of stuff. I hate that when that happens. Know what I mean? Bring you little gifts. Where's that thing? Oh, come on. I know there's some left. So, as I sit here with Willie, the stoner cat, he is And the dogs were here, but they went away. They just came out to say hello. Then they took off. I thought they were going to want to go out, but that's not the case. I don't know what I need these days. I think I forgot to put drops in my eyes before the show. I have dry eyes. So this is the end of that. But we're fast approaching 420, so I'm equipped with another. So I really I have no other uh, Willie does not hunt. You get no mice in your place. That's good. He's an indoor cat. Takes too much energy. This side. That's the bad one. Evil eye. There we go. Takes too much energy. Also, you're flabby at 25 pounds. Oh, okay. Good for you, Tanya. That's how I did it in the hospital. Count that as a blessing. Opening the door to find a gift. Yes, it does. Doesn't it, your average girl? Yeah. Good job, Tanya. Yes. Yes, Tanya. Keep it up. Yeah, see, I did it back in 1976. Back then, I was having back surgery, and they told me going into the back surgery that they were going to keep me unconscious for 4 days on Demerol. So I thought, well, that's a great time to quit smoking because I'll get over a really rough part of it unconscious. And I don't know if it was the drugs or it was just psychological, but it worked. I never had a craving for another cigarette. And end of story. I highly recommended for a long time that people take Demerol to quit smoking. It is the best way to quit Demerol. Yeah, I agree. You don't want to quit? Well, you should. I'll tell you what, I had 3 stents put in last year. My doctor told me that my heart is very strong, that I am not in any risk of a heart attack. He said that, well, I'm 72, soon to be 73. And he said, I figure if it took me this long to clog up 2 arteries, that's not bad. And he told me, because he knows I smoke weed, um, he told me to quit smoking pot for 3 days prior to the surgery because it may interfere with the anesthesia. So he has no problem with me smoking weed. He's glad I don't smoke cigarettes. So my cardiologist doesn't have a problem with it. It must be okay. I mean, he doesn't tell me to vape instead. Okay, he knows I prefer flower to anything else. So obviously, there's something in tobacco that's much worse for you than there is in marijuana, and he's aware of it, even if other physicians aren't. Okay. I trust my cardiologist. Called the 800 quit now number. See, now Mrs. Spliffy and my bestie went to an acupuncturist, and for $75, they never picked up another cigarette. In fact, as Dog can contest, Mrs. Spliffy came home from the session and gave her cigarettes to him. She was smoking a carton of cigarettes, every 2 to 3 days. She came home, gave him nearly a carton of cigarettes, just handed them to him. Said, "Here you go." Never picked up another smoke. Stony, welcome aboard. We've just been chatting about cigarette smoking and how Reasons doesn't want to quit. So we're trying to convince her. So okay, if you gain weight, you're going postal. Okay. Well, if you eat more, you'll gain weight. So don't eat more just because you quit smoking. Don't substitute food for smoke. Substitute, you know what? You know why I quit smoking? It was 65 cents a pack. Went up to 65 cents a pack. And I said, that's too much to spend on something that doesn't get me high. Okay. All right. I thought, if I'm not going to get a buzz, what's the point? So that's why I quit smoking cigarettes. Not the cigs either. Yeah, see, it increase your standard of living if you take cigarettes out of the equation. You can eat better food. You can buy more weed. Okay, and why smoke something that doesn't get you high? Makes sense, doesn't it? Think about it. Well, thank you, Stony. Appreciate the compliment. You know, and I thought that in 1976. Fuck, you know, when they were 65 cents a pack. I can't imagine you people fucking spending what you spend now on cigarettes. Seriously, they're $11 a pack at the bar. And I see people come in and buy them. Okay. Are you fucking nuts? Are you fucking people nuts? $11 for 20 cigarettes? 20 cigarettes, $11. I mean, you gotta be crazy. $11. I quit when they were 65 cents. 65 cents was too much for 20 of them. I thought, what the fuck? 65 cents? This is crazy. Okay, $6. I mean, I realize they're ripping people off at the bar. Okay. They're probably $8 at the gas station. Okay. Or $9 at the gas station. What they cost, dog, locally. You got to buzz off an old cigarette butt, stuffed into a pipe. Found one with Found one was Jonesing. Smoked it, got high. Nearly reconsidered quitting, but haven't. Well, good for you. Glad you haven't. That's why you smoke Swisher Sweets. Oh, Swisher Sweets. Well, a cigar. But how often? Moonchild, how often do you have a Swisher Sweet? I'm sure you don't smoke them regularly. And now you're talking about inhaling a cigar? See, now, I used to smoke a pipe. Now, that's different than smoking a cigarette if you blend it with weed, because then it was like spliffing. Okay. And that fucks you up. Okay. And I could get away with smoking that in bars around here because I used such an aromatic tobacco that nobody knew that I was smoking weed. I used a Scottish import uh, that's only sold from one tobacco shop in America, and that's in Chicago. And, Moonchild, this stuff, if I don't know if you've never spliffed, then you wouldn't understand. But it's common practice in Europe. And but if you blend tobacco and marijuana, it's a very intense high. I like tobacco pipe best. Get a bit of it right before I quit the tobacco for real. But that was stuffing a few recent butts in an old. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, Moonchild. It's something that was. It's not. I don't. It's not as common now, I would imagine, in Europe as it was. But when I first started going to Amsterdam, they thought you were nuts if you smoked pot straight because they were getting so much higher mixing it with tobacco. In fact, you'd buy joints. They. Where are you, Apollo? Age 7 wasn't there for us. Where was he? My timekeeper be down. Happy belated. Meh. You give me a meh. Well, I'm disappointed. I thought we were closer than that. Oh, well. Happy belated to you as well. One strike for you, Matt. I see you're just so stoned already. Wow. Doesn't mean I can't spark up a fresh one. Anyway. We were talking about spliffing. Yeah. So anyway, I get this pipe tobacco. In fact, the dog wanted me to order some for him, but I can't get him any pipe tobacco now because he can't smoke. But I have quite a collection of pipes, tobacco pipes. I was uh, I was really into it. Um, they're all filter pipes. They use also wood filter, so it's a natural filter. Um, but the tobacco I use is a imported tobacco. What do we got going on? He says I'm with that awesome sense. Nobody messes with her. Okay. Okay. What? I was away from my phone. Matt. Okay. Um, it's it's a Scottish import, and there's only one place in all of America you can get it, and it's this little tobacco place in downtown Chicago called Ivan Reese, and they import it, and it's called uh, 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 well, I gotta look because the tray I use for my weed is actually lid from stuff. McClintock's Black Cherry, and it's a black Cavendish tobacco and black cherry blend, and it's extremely aromatic. And as soon as you light it up, it just fills the room with the aroma of black cherries and this black Cavendish tobacco, and it's just so nice. And I even not the blend, but I lit this but the pipe one time in a bar in Chicago, and the bartender came up to me and she said, "Normally we don't allow pipe or cigar smoking here, but that smells so good, you can go ahead and smoke it." So I was amazed. Dog liked it so much he wanted me to order him some when I was smoking it, and I never got around to ordering it again. So we never got any. You want another bong? What do you keep playing contests online? Keep entering and entering. Good job. I often think about breaking out the old bowls and ordering some of the tobacco again, but I'd rather keep the tobacco out of my lungs. I think it's a better idea at my age. You're breeding in the spring, prepare for new strains. Who are you breeding with? Thanks for the question. Yeah, what did Doug say that you're awesome to hear about? Oh boy. Raised with the pregnant hooker strain. Yeah, there you go. That's a good cross. Do you think? Mother Nature, welcome aboard. We're just crossing strains with Stony here. So we've kind of blown through all the stories for today, and we're just chatting now. So welcome to the chat. Um, we've just done the second 420 of the day, so we're pretty relaxed here. The weed of the week is Shangri-La, a sativa hybrid at 27.17% THC. We're pretty high up there. So we're having a good time. And how are you doing today? Are you pimping it? Twyla, welcome aboard. Pimping that shit. I hear that, Mother Nature. Much love to you too, Twyla. We were just taking it easy here. in our second 420 hour. Blown through all the COVID shit and all the crazy crap the S in the room with no corners has been doing. And how we got 331 million people in this country and less than a million kids, that kind of shit. What's this, Stoney? You joined Facebook to join a seed trader and got 500 friends. I don't fucking know loan refeeds. 500 not under that shit. I gotta go already. Well, thanks for coming aboard, your average girl. Hope to see you again soon. Well, take care, huh? We'll see ya. Thanks again. Good to have you on board here. Yeah, I don't do much with Facebook. That's, it's there. I don't think it's a good idea to take pictures of your food and tell burglars that you're out to dinner. You know what I mean? Somebody hooked me up to that on Facebook, doing auto flowers. I've been flipping through that on Facebook. So he thought everyone was leaving. Would you think everyone was leaving? You got rid of Facebook? Well, I just have a lot of the the bar down here has a page on Facebook, and some friends down here post on Facebook, and I keep current with some of the local stuff. So that's what I do on Facebook. That's about it. Instagram was for food sales. Well, I just think the idea of letting people know that you're not home isn't a good idea. Vacation, burglars know you're not home. That's not nice. Hey, I'm in Mexico. House is empty. We put the dog in a kennel. Nobody there. Not smart. recommended, yeah. Hookers by mail. Well, I guess there's going to be a lot of people having birth. The virus is going to. How about when you get a new TV? Throwing away the box. That shows the smart robbers you got something new. Yeah, I come from a not so great family. Well, yeah, you can have them unbox it at the store, and bring it home without the box. If you're smart. Depends on the neighborhood you live in too. See, I'm out in the country, and we can burn, okay, because we're farmers. So the big thing out here is bonfires. So we can not only burn, but we invite people over to burn. Okay, come on over and watch me burn. So and 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 not only do we burn, but we have controlled burns. Okay. People go out and burn their yard. Okay, all the weeds and shit up to the tree line. Okay, because their backyard is the woods. Okay, so they'll burn out the backyard and control it, and actually have a controlled fire. Okay, I'm not joking. Some of the people around here do the craziest shit. So, oh, it's amazing. So we recently had a controlled burn that became uncontrolled here in the mountains. Yeah, I know, but yeah, I understand that, but people around here just they do it anyway. Yeah, we invite people over to watch fire. So when I lived in the city, it was the same thing. I mean, they actually sold firewood at the 7-Eleven in the summertime so that you could burn wood in your backyard in your fire pit, your metallic, your metal dish, You have no idea how many people set fire to their decks because they put those stupid fucking things on their back porch or whatever. Ass, dumbasses. Oh, Christ. But I moved out here to the country 20 years ago. So it is probably the best thing I ever did. In fact, we're coming up on our anniversary. We moved in here on April Fool's Day. So what do we have going on in the chat here, Mother? You used to have fires all the time. Mother, I would love it if your whole clan visited us. I have a weekend party. With music, we might end up staying. Girls would have fun. We have a beach. Party at Stoney's. Yeah. I always picture places in Illinois being inside of larger city. Well, I'm not me. I'm out in the boondocks. I'm 6 miles from the closest town and 20 miles from a larger town. And by larger, I don't mean that grocery store or gas station, but I'm 8/10 of a mile from the nearest bar. 40 degrees, you didn't die in 10 minutes. But hey, it's pretty. Miss it sometimes. Colorado. Only been through it. Never stayed there. I miss burning slash piles. Seasonal charm. Now I must compost large piles of berry branches, berry brambles, and tree branches. It's a burden to compost. Takes much space. The rule sucks. This is rural country. Current kill people every year. Theory that sometimes spins a circle when it hits the current. Colorado is awesome. Have to relocate looking for a new place, another state. Huh? 420 loves Colorado. Everybody seems to love Colorado. But you know what? If everybody goes to Colorado, nobody's going to love Colorado. Okay. I mean, the fifth most positive COVID cases. Ah, see, that's not good. Of course, as warm as Alaska's getting, Alaska was a really nice place if it wasn't for the weather. So now that the weather's getting better, Alaska's a really nice place. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Okay, mother. Uh, I I wouldn't not consider it seriously. Okay, if I were considering relocating, I would not consider uh, I would not consider serious. Is is Alaska a marshland when it thaws? Well, Matanuska Valley is some of the most fertile soil in the world. Okay, they grow the sunshine's also, you get like perpetual sunshine during the growing season. So even though the growing season is short, you can grow big shit fast. So I would imagine they can grow some really great strains of weed up there. And the 24-hour daylight doesn't hurt. Okay. Buddy has seen MTF in its natural habitat. He said they were 20 feet tall. Believe it. You're right. Tons of light up there. See, I was up there from the middle of 65 to the middle of 67. I'm sorry I missed some of the chat because I was babbling and I wasn't reading. Oh, some of the richest soil. The Matanuska Valley is the richest soil, the most fertile. City. I have to let the dogs out. There's a squirrel out there. Let's see what the weather's like in Anchorage today. Since it's 35. For some reason, it won't update my forecast. Check again in a little bit. I was able to. It's a sunny 24. So see what their daily forecast is. Oh, so they're going to be in the they're going to be in the mid to upper 30s over the next week or so. So that's not bad weather for this time of year. When I was up there, it would have been in the teens to 20s, I'd say, and snowy. We used to joke about how there were 4 seasons: uh, June, July, August, and winter. There was snow on the ground. Well, it started snowing around the middle of September, and there'd be snow on the ground. They grow 75-pound cabbages there. The best weed I ever smoked back in the day. You're right, Moonchild. Like I said, potatoes the size of your head. The pumpkins, yeah, right. Record breakers. Pumpkins. Unclose the door, pumpkins. uh, it's buffering by you? Well, tough shit. What can I say? Yeah. But yeah, it was so beautiful up there. And I mean, they can't have damaged it that much in 50 years. I don't know, maybe. I was up there pre-pipeline, so I guess a lot of money has been invested in the area by now and in the state. Uh, But it's a big state. I mean, it's what, I don't know, 2.5 times the size of Texas, something like that. So, I mean, if things are big in Texas, things are much bigger in Alaska. And there's a lot of open country that is not habitable, I would say. But there's still a lot of open country that is. And it's just so beautiful. And it's a lot warmer than it used to be. And uh, I don't know. Uh, if I was 50 years younger and the weather was like this, I'd certainly consider living there. Don't keep the virus because I don't think they have it, do they? Does anybody know? Does Alaska have the COVID? Anybody know? I haven't heard anything about that yet. For the most part, it was contained to the lower 48, as we used to call it. Anybody know? I, if they're going to do something about this, they got to do it more, better, faster, quicker, better, stronger. I mean, he has it in what state? Yes, it is in Alaska and Hawaii. Oh, wow. How to get to Alaska? I could understand Hawaii. Wonder who brought it into Alaska. Probably military. Oh, I'm buffering or puffering. Hmm. Puffering. Buffering sounds like I need to relight this roach here. That'll do it. Well, of course, we know why the whole Great Britain thing was, why he wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to stop Great Britain from coming in because, I mean, Couldn't take that chance. Couldn't stop Place from his 3 properties, right? Wouldn't want to do that. I mean, that's the only reason Great Britain was exempt. I mean, what other reason would there be? You know, and that I mean, because I mean, they had half as many cases as us, and they're tiny. We're big. They're tiny. They had half as many cases as us, but they were exempt from the travel ban. Why? Because hey, if they're in from those 3 properties, and then they had to. Okay. And then what the fuck is this shit with the Senate? Okay. Okay. Pot is antiviral. You're right, H7. So we just need to burn more. We need to feel the burn. Just sober enough to spark it up now. What? You can't wait 10 minutes? You better let me know in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm counting on you. I know you're going to be too stoned in 10 minutes to let me know. That's what's going to happen here. Isn't that right, H7? Or are you going to be on top of this? Because this thing is spent, okay? But I just spent it. So okay. Okay. So and it's not like I didn't come prepared this week. You know, I usually slip up and I'm not ready for the third 420. But I came prepared this week. So I'm not here to let you down. All right. So I'm counting on you to let me know. 8-7. So where were we now? Uh Forgetting. Let's see. If I was Canada, I would. You gonna go watch the Stooges? Oh, you go right ahead then. Um, well, you know, Trump actually thought the wall was going to keep the virus. Okay. So, I don't know how that's going to work. Because, but then again, too, there were 15 and those, that was going to be down to 0 and then everything was going to be cool anyway. So, and he would know this because Dr. John was a super genius. He had that going for him because this magic thing is fucking wrong. How can we tolerate this? I guess him testing positive is our only hope. That's the bright side. Of course, then, the negative to that is then Pence is president. But I still have a problem with the Democratic Party being overtaken by the upper 2%. Okay. This influence that Bloomberg had on this campaign by throwing his hat into the ring and by throwing his support behind Biden, another former Republican, okay, and these other candidates of the race, okay, and not and and throwing their support behind Biden, and consequently drawing support away from Bernie Sanders, costing Bernie Sanders states. Uh, I costing Bernie Sanders the nomination. This election was stolen. I still believe in him, Mother Nature. I still believe in Bernie Sanders. I have no reason not to believe in him as a man, as a candidate. Okay, I I'm still contributing to his campaign. Okay, I haven't given up yet. Um, he's still running. It isn't over. I'm voting for him on Tuesday. I live in Illinois. Illinois hasn't voted yet. Oh no, I'm still here. In fact, I'm waiting for H7 to let me know when it's 420. So, uh, oh yes, I'm still very much in this with Bernie Sanders. I'm feeling the burn. Yes, I was with him the last time, and I'm with him again. In fact, I voted for him, and probably the mistake I made in that it was one less vote for Hillary. But then she wouldn't have gotten. It didn't matter. She carried Illinois, and uh, that's where I live. So it wouldn't have changed Illinois' vote. And know, I mean, electoral college made the difference. Thing that has to end. Yes, it is motivating people to vote his ass out with every insult he makes. Um, absolutely, absolutely, and all these organizations that supported him are coming out against him. These religious organizations, conservative religious organizations, are speaking against him. He makes an ass of himself publicly all the time, uh, telling virtually thousands of lies. Uh, he can't open his mouth and say something truthful. Uh, uh, Well, that, everybody said what we need is a businessman in the White House. Okay. And obviously that's not what we need in the White House because he's a thief. All I have to say about that is any president of ours shouldn't be on Twitter. Absolutely. I mean, oh, the dogs are at the door. And someone is texting me. Hey, it's Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders is hosting a fireside chat in the tradition of FDR tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. Hope you'll tune in. Of course I will. No, I guess I won't, because I'll be chatting with you folks. Come on, bud. Heidi, get in the house. Heidi. Heidi, get in the house. She. Heidi, get in the house. Come on, get in here. Get in the house.
Can I use the microwave?
No. Get her in the house.
Come on, Heidi.
She's got a squirrel treat or something way over in the corner.
Come on. Hi.
Okay, I'm back. Heidi had a squirrel treat or something and just wouldn't come in for me. Hey Siri, you approve this matter? Agreed.
Just a sec. I'm here.
I guess that's not a message I should have read. Mother Nature. What was the answer? I don't know. What was the question? uh, 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 so I don't recall where we were conversationally. And I don't know. Ooh. Okay, we know you just got out. Just a sec. You're there. Okay. Okay. What was it? What?
There's Heidi.
Everything's under control. I wonder what other keywords computing intelligence trigger on only some evoke engagement with user. Yeah. I adopted a new 20-pound PETA. You know, who's listening and oh, okay. Thank you. 87. Happy 420, everybody. Funny Mother Nature. He was too far gone for that, Mother Nature. He'd been festering for a long time. They had to go into him twice. Bad dog. You tell him, Stony. That's the infection from your gallbladder. When you eat something, if you feel like your stomach floating in, you get that pain. That's your gallbladder. You eat it at a time. Where I would for rotten. I didn't know that either. I was a deer too. You know, I'm getting stoned is what feels good. Dying is underrated. I learned a great deal. Chatting with God 2 times. I'd like to be 420 in BC right now, especially somewhere in the Great Rainforest. Okay. Gallbladder. I don't have that pain. Should have that done. Oh, not good. I gotta ask. That looked at. I thought it was an ulcer. Well, if you thought it was an ulcer, wouldn't you have that looked at? Fuck. What'd you do, dog? Read a book? Stoney, you dead again? Hold on, dude. Let me get the pain. So did dog. If he laid on the floor another day. You read everything the doctor put in your hand. Then you did read a book. You had a tumor, but it's shiny now. You just see, right? George Burns has got having a talk with you. Cigar and all, yeah. Your mom told me you were baby that stomach. Never had a flat side. It's always been a crease. Just above the bottom. Stands. Don't see him. He's a spliff instead of a cigar. Yeah. You're deaf bake spliffy. Yes, I am. Yes, the eyes get closed more. They start to show out a little wider open than I am right now. You can tell. You can tell. When I died, he stood behind me. Spoke into my left ear. You have a tough time. I can't hear my left ear. Same as when my daughter. Second, I heard a flat line. Okay. All right, showed all. Yeah, well, this one's a little screwy anyway, so. Used to pop out all the time, so they had to shut it down. It's a little goofy. Uh, uh, but I'm still having a good time. It's, you know, I'm still here. It's not like I went anywhere, you know. Oh, 1975. Oh, see how old. You're hungry? Gonna go start dinner? I don't know what's for dinner tonight. Oh, um, we cooked up corned beef already. Got to jump on St. Patrick's Day. So great, great, great mystery guy remains a mystery. Oh, not a stranger. So, check on neighbors. You stay healthy as well, and thanks for coming aboard. Corned beef on the COVID. Yes, corn on the COVID. Yes, no, we're having corned beef and cabbage, potatoes, potatoes, as they say. Hope to see you next week. Please come back. So, please do. Um, you folks don't like corned beef and cabbage. Sarah, I Chris Tony, thanks for coming aboard. Nice having you. See you again. So, yeah, that's dinner for tonight. It was a small corned beef and cabbage, 16-pounder. So sometimes you daydream the Matrix, like a story where humans in cryosleep still their beings being dream our lives, giving our souls something to stay attached for. Okay. That's deep. Write a book. And it's inverted. Well, thanks for coming aboard, Mother Nature. It was a pleasure having you. It's been a nice chat today, and it's been nice having you here. And I hope you come back. And, I think I'm going to wrap it up since everybody seems to be walking away. So let me just say that there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. Hope to see you next.